Hey, what's up, guys? Here we are again, trying to storm in Timeless. It's been quite a challenge. There's so many really broken or really good decks in Timeless. It's hard to prepare for all of them. But yeah, just hoping Storm works. Uh, it's a really fun deck to play. I feel like you really need to get a lot of reps in because there's so many easy mistakes that after you play a few games, it kind of becomes second nature. But you kind of there's a learning curve for sure. I made a few adjustments to this deck. I believe I'm adding more lightning bolts just because there's a lot of aggro, a lot of one drops that are problematic that could end the game pretty quick. So we got lightning bolts. I also added Omnitopter to sacrifice to our calling the week. I'm not a big fan of Omnitopter, and I think this deck, one of the biggest issues with this deck is that a lot of hands don't do anything. You need mana to go off, so Dark Rituals and Calling are a must to bypass counters. We're playing our Goblin. We're creating creatures with this guy. So Ryan Union has been a pretty good card for me. Um, it creates tokens that we could sacrifice to besiege. It also gets rid of those graveyard decks that like to reanimate or cheat stuff back into play. And it's also a creature, so we could sacrifice it to create mana. So that's a pretty good card. These 8 cards are just cyclers, basically, to kind of go through our deck. 12, I guess, if you count Night's Whisper. We're just wanting to find action cards. So ultimately, we want to besiege and mana to win the game. Dark DT searches for that. In case of emergencies, we could go for a Necro or a Ring to refuel. And that's pretty much it. There's a lot of hate cards that really completely destroy this deck. We found a pretty cool one. So I have a Karn or a Eldrazi deck, a colorless Eldrazi, and I run these in the main board. I think this is almost an automatic in game 2 and game 3 to side these in to get rid of any hate cards that the opponent may be playing. Um, so I'm kind of excited to see how that goes. A braid gets rid of. I think there was a match where I played. I'm not gonna post it just because it's a waste of time. I got wrecked. Chalice 1, Chalice 2, and pretty much game over. There was nothing I could do. And to top it off, I sideboarded out my you can't be countered guy, so I couldn't even. It was just it completely destroyed this deck. Um, so yeah, maybe Karn's side legs will help that. Meltdowns for all the artifact hate, but I feel like there's too much artifact stuff going on in my sideboard. I need a. I'm not looking at any list. I'm just kind of doing this as I play. I kind of make adjustments here and there. Bowmasters have been great against blue decks that like to draw cards. Duress is just for combo decks. Um, but anyways, if you guys have any suggestions, any cards that I could add to this deck, I'm really trying not to play creatures, just because when we pass in flames or I guess it's just for the pass in flames, right? We just want spells to kind of go off in our storm count. But anyways, um, I figure make a quick little video just to update everyone on what's going on with this deck, and let's see how it does. All right, hoping to get a tier 1 deck so we could test out our changes and see if we should keep playing Storm. I don't know. There's games where it feels really good. There's games where it feels really bad. Maybe we should add that the Fantastic Four car or whatever that car is that everyone's talking about. Pretty sure we could hit 4 spells and attack for 16 in any given turn. I think another issue with this deck is strip mines. Strip mines are kind of not our friends. I don't think they're anyone's friends. All right, this is an amazing card. Hand 3 Dark Rituals, but We don't have anything to do, so hopefully we'll draw into something. Maybe it's not an amazing hand. I guess it depends. So I think our opponent's playing lands. They're probably trying to make that 2020 indestructible guy. That's the only reason I would play that elf. Maybe just search for strip mines. So DT is interesting because we have 3, 5, 7, 8 land. So I think we could just win from here. And I don't see counter spells. I don't see blue. So that this pause here in the game, I think, is just waiting to see if our opponent wants to sacrifice their fetch land. So I don't think it's a counter spell. I think that's part of Arena that's not in like physical magic. You can kind of tell if they have interaction by the pause when you play your cards. I don't know if there's a way to fix that. I guess it's just part of the game at this point. Do some quick math. I was gonna play that Goblin, but I'm convinced they don't have counter spells at this point. I'm learning from my previous games. Right away, we're gonna go into Past in Flames. We're not gonna mess around with trying to get cute and storm extra cards. All right, so our storm count should be pretty high at this point. 6 Dark Rituals, 2 DTs, so that's 8. Past in Flame 9. So we have lethal. Yep. Our 0 drop. All right, so sideboards. So this was a really good game. I think there's 3 type of games: counterspell games, spells where we could just go off in any turn and not worry about counterspells, and combo where we got to be quick. I don't know how this deck. I'm still trying to get a feel how it does against every type of deck we're playing. Trying to figure out what I want to sideboard in. I have no idea. I think the Silex is probably going to come in just because it deals with everything, or maybe we don't change anything. I don't know. Uh, I'm worried strip mines, reoccursion. There's that green creature where they keep bringing strip mines from their graveyard back into play, so I'm thinking maybe we got to get rid of their graveyard. And that enchantment we could sacrifice to our Beseech, so. But I keep this hand? I don't know. I guess we'll keep. It's got our action cards. We could create a token in a turn, cast for 4, and maybe play a One Ring or a Necro. Turn 2. That seems pretty good. Uh-oh. Blood Moon's also not great. Okay. There's so many cards that could probably wreck us, but that seems like a bad play. I wouldn't do that if I was my opponent. I could just sacrifice it, and I guess they're just gonna bring it back anyways, right? I'm gonna exile their land when they try to bring it back, so that's not gonna work. Do we have enough to win next turn, or do we go for the Necro or the Ring? Mm. I think we need more land. Maybe I should add more lands, more fetch lands to this deck. I think that'll probably do that. Because there's a lot of spread mines going around, a lot of really hateful decks that, and I guess adding more lands would help against these too. Okay, so I'm just trying to stop their combo. And I guess we could always search for a ring or whatever next turn. I don't even know what their ultimate does. It doesn't seem very good. I don't know, maybe that's just ignorance on my end. Alright, there's a whole bunch of nothing going on. Their deck has kind of stalled. I think their game plan was just to destroy all my lands, but we took care of that. Alright, I think in the turn we're gonna make a creature. How much land do we have? Okay, we're just gonna get rid of all their threats. There's no rush. I don't think we're gonna die anytime soon, so yeah, maybe not trying to push. Oh, okay, now we're gonna die. So now we do have to kind of figure out what we're gonna do pretty quickly. We need land. We don't have any land. I think adding more fetch lands is a must. Okay, they're just trying to kill us. 13, 12. Obviously, they're trying to kill us. Everyone's always trying to kill us. We need a dark ritual or something to generate mana, and we don't have anything. Okay. I guess we have one more turn to draw a dark ritual or something. Would a dark ritual even help us? I don't think. Okay, we got strip mine. We need to draw. Man, I can't remember. I need to print out my deck list and remember the names because I need to draw a calling and somehow cast it. Yeah, I feel like we could have won this game. I'm not sure. Maybe I was too passive. I need to go for the win when we have it. If we had it, I can't even tell. Maybe I need to do some brain exercises before playing this game and be fully awake. Take a lot of sugar or something. Get all hyped up. All right. Let's just destroy their board. We're going first, so I think that's probably 50% of Magic. Whoever goes first has an advantage. So this hand doesn't do anything. This hand, we have a ring we could probably cheat in. Search for our Surveil land and see where it goes from there. I don't know. I think I was mentioning this earlier. Um, a lot of times there's hands that we keep that don't do anything. Okay, we definitely want that. So next turn we're gonna play a One Ring. I guess if they would have played a Strip Mine, I wouldn't have been able to make this token enough turn. I think this is a strong play. Um, Feeling pretty confident about this game. I felt confident about the second game though, and they just beat us in 2 turns, so I don't know. Okay, we're gonna have to deal with that sphere before we combo off. Let's see what we draw. Do we play a creature and just attack? Create some pressure. They only have 2 cards in their hand. Okay, we definitely can't storm through that. Oh, maybe we can. This was kind of funny. We were just talking about this sphere pre-game. Can they destroy my sphere if I play it out? Also, the Silex stops fetch lands, so I think that's almost just as important. That's why I main deck them in the other Eldrazi deck. And we don't play fetch lands in the Eldrazi, but oh man, they're trying to get to. What are they trying to do? I don't know, but we're gonna draw, attack. Then we could win from here. We'll destroy their older stuff for 2, right? We got a Dark Ritual. I should probably sacrifice my creature for some mana before. Oh no, what am I doing? I recorded this game before. So I record the games and I do the commentary, which I think helps me realize all my mistakes. Kind of a blessing and tormenting myself, realizing how horrible I play sometimes. I guess it doesn't matter. I have so much mana in my hand. So that's something to pay attention to. They're at 16, so we got a storm for 8. And I think we've played a bunch of spells already, so we should be there. Get rid of the ring. And that's a good game. Well, it did okay. I don't know. I need some feedback. I need some coaching. Maybe I should invest and get coaching from like a pro or something. We'll see. Anyways, thanks for watching. Let me know what you guys think. See you in the next one.